Hello and welcome to Geekatplay Studio Tutorials. In this tutorial we continue looking on our function editor, and let's continue by creating a new sphere. Double time click to open a material editor, and if you remember where we stopped before, so we'll go right here and we stop on input nodes on the object center. So let's look on this section right now. And what this section represents, it is how the effect object will be with lights. So this is more like rays coming from the light directional or any other things that may relate to this. So it's actually very nice on the grouping, positioning, on rays on distance or from cameras, and this is more from the light. So let's select instant light angle. This input node is return on to us angle from the incoming rays from the light and to the object. The one thing is actual number, but when you try to create and connect your normal one, you notice it have an icon which is says, and if you continue to connecting you still, but it's give you this warning. It is it's maybe problem when you try establish this connection with alpha or with your colors. So this is actually more useful for highlight and reflection. That's what they try to do. So if we're going, example, to highlights, and we'll try to connect to highlight colors. So let's create our lights here. We'll delete this one, and on highlights we add color map. We select our rainbow color map so we can preview easy, and we'll just take this and connecting to this node. So you already notice right here with how the colors is affecting based on lights coming. Let's click OK, and what we need increased brightness. Let's make it a little bit more dual. So okay, click OK. Let's set render to screen. And this is our highlights, which is based on the lights they're coming from. So to represent. And one thing to actually see it's even better, we can go right here, add a filter. And you will notice when I start shrinking down, kind of bring them more close together, you can notice right here as well how the colors is moving. So we kind of squeeze them together, have it more angle. In this case, what it does, similar to the rays from the camera, the lights coming from this direction, and it's this function input node give it us numbers on the angles when it's light reflecting. So you can see you can use this in many other kind of interesting effect. Okay. So let's reset this one and let's go to our next. Okay, so let's create sphere, open a new one, and let's go again in our highlight function. One thing what we're going to do here, it's related to the highlight. We're creating color map. Let's load it rainbow color, and we'll go create our input node. And before we're going to spectacular light angle, which is actually returning us a dot of the product between the directions and the direction of the reflection. So actually it's easy to when you visually see. So let's right now actually we'll go back and we'll take incident light angle, and when we connect. Okay, let's click OK, brightness. Okay, let's edit. Okay, so you notice right here when we visit first, it's given us bright spot right here, and it's actually what's happening. It's going because return our angle. It's given us kind of highlights right here on the side. Okay, so when we're going to replace now to spectacular lights, what is actually happening in this case? It will give us more dot on the middle. And it's easy to see if we actually even increase reflection. You can see like right here, it's what happened. So instead, okay, let's go back to this function. Instead, it's given us around this one is given us dot of the production, so it's a little bit more on the middle. And by using both of them, you actually can create very nice highlights how it's going. So let's add combiner here. We'll add one more, and maybe okay, because this is our instant light, this will be around. We'll go right here and we'll add another one, and we'll add spectral light. We're connecting, and right here you can see how they're already slightly different. The light is applying, so it's more concentrated on the middle, more on a dot. Then this one's going more on the angles side. Okay. So of course, this is our preview. It's actually give it very nice highlights. You can work with those stuff. Okay, so let's go to. Okay, next one is actually very interesting. So let's create sphere. Okay, we'll just put it right here. Adjusting our camera. Maybe a little bit actually buff. Okay. Open edit. Okay, actually, you know what? I want to black and white. We'll just load this one so it's easier to preview. Okay. This one, maybe it's too dark. Okay. So yeah, we have a little bit lighter color. And let's go again to highlights. Highlights color. And let's add a color map. We'll select rainbow one. We'll add input node. And now we'll go to light direction. Then what's happening, this is a vector based, so we cannot connect. What we're going to do, let's create noise, connecting to the noise, and we'll go right here and actually put this a little bit down so we can easy preview the color. Okay, and we bring right here so you can notice how lights kind of previewing. Okay, let's see, we set to render to screen. Okay, so we can see, you see the lights right here. Other thing to see more effect, let's create a normal light source. We will rotating, put it maybe right here. Okay, see when the light's reflecting on an angle, so on direction from this light, we have one color. Well, because we apply that function, which will change base it on a direction, you can notice now when we change direction, it's a different, the value going inside our noise node, which is generating different parent for the color layout. And again, this is we done so we can preview very fast the effect. But overall, it's what happened. The function is evaluating from light source, and it's again different light sources will produce different value. But when a ray coming from this direction hitting the object surface, this function will evaluate where its direction come and give it us a vector based on that. So this is actually very nice. You can create a lot of effects, subscattering or other things, or how the color will affect based on your lighting position, or if you want to highlight just specific color maybe from that point. And it's got a lot of possibilities. Okay, so let's clean up this one. Okay, so let's look on another one. We're creating sphere. Let's open our sphere. We'll go to edit function. And one thing what we'll look next, it will be light color. This is input node will give it us actually color light of the color and intensity of the color, and it represent output as a color, so a green one. So we'll try to connect any other. They won't just connect it. And it is kind of use you probably want to use maybe when you want to affect the overall coloring based on your lights or some depend. Honestly, I never found any real use yet, but I'm sure it's probably had a very own specific way. And just example, so we can go connect to this one. So we have a direct light connect to our object. And it's a normal color, and we'll go create another light source. Put a little bit over, kind of like this. Let's change this color to red. And overall, what's supposed to happen, it's slightly bit better distribution. I'm seeing only use on that if you want to have a smoother kind of lighting maybe over your object, because if you does notice it is have a little bit reddish right here. It's not just a reflection, so the overall effect of the light of the object was affecting and taking calculations the light of the source. So okay, let's go back to this down. This input one, it is produced the give it us light color and give it us intensity of the light when it's hit the object. Okay, let's restore our original settings. We don't need this light now. Let's create new sphere. Go in our highlights and create input node, and we'll go to reflected direction. And one interesting thing about this, and it's actually better if I'm just showing you. So we create get a node, and this is the same what we did before. Connect right here and connect right here. We're just slightly decreasing. So you can see already it's changing because we receive values based on a reflection on the direction when it's hit and reflected. So let's click OK. Make a bright doom color. Okay, and let's, you know what? Let's make a little bit darker so we can see better on this. Okay, and one thing is nice, you can see like we have a kind of nice colors right here, different ones. We'll take main camera, and for now we'll just say track this sphere. Okay, now if we take camera and we're rotating, you'll notice it's changing, but it's still also keeping kind of lights in one map, the highlights. So it's almost take our highlights and map at them. So it's kind of mapping them to the object, which you can see on a preview. They're changing again, but they're changing according to the other function, which is very interesting effect. And you can see how you can almost map highlights specifically to the object by using this directional one. Okay, so this one function, and let's put our camera back to normal right here, and let's go to next one. Okay, so let's look on the rest. So we'll create our sphere. We'll open sphere, go on the highlights, and what we have it here, it is anisotropic directionals and transform z vector and transform left vector. So the first one is anisotropic direction. It actually return what's happening, it's return us the direction of what they call scratches, and it used to compute some reflections. So we can use this one in a second, but before we do, let's look on those two ones. Transform z vector, this is actually input node that return directions of the upward vectors, and other ones is return us of the left vector, obviously. So they kind of self-talk about this. So let's create this one for now, the first. And what I want to do, it is change in highlight colors. And I'll go right here and we'll look as usual, create our map. And let's switch this to color map. I'll put it rainbow color. Okay, because it's vector, let's create a node and we'll just throw this away. We don't need it. Connect here and we'll connect this right here. So let's also decrease a little bit in size so we can preview better on the colors. Okay, click OK. And let's undo color. Okay, also when you start a little bit applying, you can see it is attach if object even around, but we were rotating. See, it's kind of attach itself to the positioning on an object. So it's similar to other, almost it sounds like mapping the reflection to this because it's based on a position. But what I want to show you, it's actually a very cool effect. You can have it. So let's create one more. We'll make it bigger. Maybe it's squeeze on the side. And okay, so we'll preview this one. Let's open. We'll add ecosystem. And what I want to do, I want to add object and we'll add sphere. And okay, there you go. There's our sphere. And what I want to do is increase density, force regular alignment, populated. You know what, maybe it's a little bit too big. Let's make slightly smaller. So we have it right here. Okay, click OK, and now we'll go to our material tab and double time click on ecosystem. So we'll open and we'll go to highlights. And right now what I want to do, it is put it color map here. Okay, add input node and we'll add Z vector. Also throw this away, create new one, link it, and make it a bit smaller. Click OK, increase. So I'm gonna do, and I want to increase a little bit actual reflection. Click OK. So what's happening? Render to screen, 640. Is we create almost like a jewel-like looking, which is actually a very cool effect, because what's happening by the Z, you can notice the smaller one, they have it one color of the highlights, and a bigger size receive different ones, so it's affecting on that. But this is effect is actually very interesting if you want to create a very nice jewel-like looking something with a very low speed, with very fast speed of rendering and excellent effect. So again, we can pop up a little bit higher here. Go receive metallic. Click OK. We have our sun. Okay, let's bring our sun closer. Oops. Okay, and we'll just put a bit down, so we'll have a little bit better effect. Here we have very nice effect based on the with the highlights on the sides of this. And of course, if we're going inside, can go change this node. We'll go to the just left vector, so instead of the Z. And you notice this will actually change highlight based on receiving information from left vector. But again, you can see how it's look nice jewelry. You can see my creating by playing with this. Okay, and you know what? Let's complete this one. So time, and what I want to do, go right here. I want to increase the reflection on this. Increase contrast. like this. Okay, let's go around. We'll select Chrome. Let's take our main camera, move a little bit above. Sphere. I mean, you can have it so much fun with those functions, and if you understand how you can use small of them, few only functions, it is already give it you a lot of fun to do that. Okay. And here I go, we have it our special jewel renderer, and you will notice actually it's rendered much faster, but it's given interesting this highlight different color effect for us. So you can create interesting reflection look alike with a very fast speed of rendering. Okay, so we have it right here, jewel kind of look almost like flying in the sky, and this probably tutorial will conclude one part, and the next we'll look on other type of noise node and other things. And of course, if I find a more interesting way to use input nodes, I'll let you know, and I will post more tutorials. And also, if you do have some interesting ideas how you can use them, please just let me know, email or send tutorial, and I'll be happy to add. And thank you for watching this tutorial from Geekatplay Studio. Please come visit us on the web at www.vuetutorials.com.